It is so heartbreaking that we're all oblivious to the private battles tWitch changed into, possibly going via earlier than his demise. He appears so glad and complete of life. I love you. And additionally, I love the own circle of relatives that we have got gained. However, perhaps you in no way absolutely recognize the silent battles human beings are facing. And it appears all of us do have tough moments in some unspecified time in the future in our lives, or at the least a second of awesome difficulty, as everybody has something they're handling proper whilst we are busy reflecting approximately that and the way impossible. It appeared that he changed into possibly depressed. It's with grave disappointment that we are now pressured to just accept that our glad tWitch is not with us and the motive of his demise being dominated suicide. Difficult to just accept. We understand it nevertheless breaks our hearts. However, it makes one surprise if any of his own circle of relatives and near pals notice this coming in, maximum specifically how they are taking his loss. Without losing time, let's kick off this video to find out the frightening info of a suicide which tWitch's mother has to reveal. It's only an accident that your mother's right here. Like we had been going to try this and then you definitely advised me your mother's right here and your first class friend's right here. Many human beings haven't begun to return back to phrases with the lack of Stephen tWitch boss, who earlier than his demise changed into the government manufacturer and DJ of Ellen DeGeneres, as we in advance stated in our closing video. For folks who do not know approximately the info of his demise, right here's what befell tWitch changed into observed lifeless in a lodge room a few days ago. He changed into observed lifeless with the aid of using a housekeeper on the Oak Tree Motel in Encino, California, in which he changed into lodged. Apparently he changed into overdue to test out at 11:00 a.m. the subsequent day, so house responsibilities needed to knock on his door again, and sadly, whilst his door changed into pressured open, his lifeless frame changed into observed. Following the discovery, the police have been referred to as and his demise changed into dominated off as a suicide, as there has been no foul play suspected with inside the gunshot wound to his head, because the health worker said. But previous to coming across his lifeless frame, his wife, Alison Holker, was seeking out him and said him lacking to the LAPD that identical Tuesday, having stated that, considering the fact that his demise, own circle of relatives participants have opted to live silent. However, his mother has spoken out and has bared her mind, possibly now no longer in its entirety. Nonetheless, she has discovered how she felt approximately her loss. Though tWitch's mom isn't the simplest one who has placed out a message after his demise. His wife, Alison Hooker, had completed the identical some days after he changed into reported lifeless. In her message, she showed his demise and requested for privateness for her and her own circle of relatives. She wrote, "It is with the heaviest of hearts that I need to share. My husband Stephen has left us." Stephen lit up each room he stepped into. He valued his own circle of relatives, pals and a network certainly else. And Maine with love and mug changed into the entirety to him. He changed into the spine of our own circle of relatives, the first-class husband and father, and a notion to love is shifting forward. It is not unusual to place information to the sector that Stephen changed into imagined to have dedicated suicide, and this has generated numerous reviews. Some of those reviews were debunked, however, a few are nevertheless standing. Information surrounding Stephen's suicide stays sketchy, with a few terrifying info of his demise being discovered, which includes the word he left in the back of at his lodge earlier than taking his life. Rumor has it that the word incorporates a few quite terrifying info as to the motives for his actions. But currently, everybody appears to be with inside the darkish approximately the precise content material of the word. Well, perhaps if the content material of this word changed into made public, the guessing sport would possibly simply be over. And despite the fact that many human beings have dispatched their condolences from numerous elements of the sector, a few are possibly extra interested by the content material of the word is left in the back of. You absolutely cannot blame those human beings. I mean, and if you have been questioning why he dedicated suicide, you may want to be very patient, because it looks like matters will get to the bottom of soonest and we can truly inform you all approximately it.